the very least, we get the ball up pitch, provided we can get the throw off, which we do. And it's a good catch.
How did you make that?
He's gonna try to screen out screen out the Whitey Beavers. Oh no! Does he have an apothecary? I don't think he has one. He's gonna spend it, and he's still dead. Oh my god! Oh no! Deccan's stare bag is dead! Dead! It's another king! Oh my goodness! What is happening? See if he can get away. He cannot. He's gonna have to do this. Oh. There we go. I had muted the game. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Battle Roll Week number 5. It's table number 2 up tonight to kick off the week and to kick off a doubleheader here on Labor Day weekend. You can see the standings right there. It's third place the Horsemen up against fourth place Santa's Swarm. Look at the points right there. There are 2 weeks left in Swiss right now. Other than the Eagles, there is not a single team that is out of the competition at the moment. But every single one of these teams is looking to score as many points as possible in these final 2 weeks of Swiss in order to secure their place in the top 4 to make the cut to the finals. Let's take a look at the lineups for our first 2 teams up tonight. First up, the Horsemen, coached by Wenger. He's got a 12-man lineup right now. 1 human lineman is injured. He'll be out for the game. Thankfully, not a permanent injury. 6 players with the block skill at the moment. Holy moly. 2 halfling treemen, and 1 of the treemen picked up guard. I think guard is always a good pick, but with these treemen, I think that's a great pick. Your treemen often will just be standing around tying up players. If they're standing around and tying up players, why not throw in an assist for free? Guard's a good pick here on Ole Anderson. Because of the injury, the Horsemen are going to have to bring 2 halflings onto the pitch. You might think that's troublesome. It could be tonight, but I don't think it's as bad as it looks. Halflings, of course, are stunty. They have dodge. We've talked in the past about how they are great at running through defensive lines to score a TD late in a drive. But they're also great at throwing assists and also fouling. Why are they good at fouling? Well, any player, any strength 2 player like a halfling or a goblin are great foulers because fouling, simply put, doesn't have to make the block roll. So they kind of get past their strength deficiency and they go in for the foul. And if they get called off the pitch, if they get caught for the foul and get called off, if anybody's going to get called off on your lineup, the halfling's probably the one you want to get called off. So if both of them are coming on the pitch tonight, I imagine we're going to see some fouling. The War Dancer has leveled up. He's level 3 Sting here. He is the star of the show tonight. Almost certainly. He has block, he has dodge, he has leap. He has since picked up sidestep and tackle as well. Block and dodge, we've talked about before, is a fantastic combination. That means when he's being blocked, there's only one face on that block die that he's afraid of. Leap is great on defense. It's fantastic on offense. You can jump away up to 2 spaces. He doesn't have, if he's in tackle zones, he's not dodging. He's just sort of bouncing away, so he doesn't have to make the dodge either. And sidestep is a great pickup for a player that's a catcher or a ball carrier, because instead of getting pushed back on a block, you get to choose where you get pushed, and it doesn't have to be backwards. It could be sideways, it could be forward. So block, dodge, and sidestep is a devastating combo, and he's picked up tackle as well, which means he's going to be he's reinforcing the utility of this player on defense. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, both on offense with block, dodge, and sidestep, and on defense with leap and tackle. Tackle negates the dodge skill. So that War Dancer, Sting, is the player to look out for tonight here. One Dwarf Troll Slayer. He is, of course, the Frenzy player. He has Dauntless as well. A Human Blitzer. He picked up Strip Ball. This is an interesting choice to specialize this player. Mr. Perfect himself, Kurt Hennig, he, with the Strip Ball skill, whenever he pushes on a block, if he's pushing the ball carrier is going to lose the ball, and the ball's going to scatter. So that's an interesting pick to specialize the Blitzer. We'll see if he can put it to good use tonight. He has so far in the competition. And then we talked about the 2 halflings as well. He has 2 TRRs, 1 Apothecary, 3 Fan Factory. He's got 70k in the bank. He doesn't have to bring the 2 halflings if he doesn't want to. He could pick up a player here before the game starts. We'll see if he wants to or not. I honestly, it could go either way. One thing to keep in mind here with this competition, the Batter Bowl, it's a one-off competition, right? It's the competition between seasons. So you have to play this competition differently. Obviously, it's a mixed team competition. That's different. It's just one comp. So you started at TV 1000. You're going to end, after one competition's worth of TV pickups. How do you want to play your team? You don't have to worry about the future. Conversely, you're not going to get those TV upgrades that you might get 2 or 3 comps into a season. So we'll see what he wants to do here. If he wants to save his money, he may be saving it for a better positional for week 6 or the top 4 cut. If not, he could pick up a player right now. He could pick up a human lineman for 40k right now, or I'm sorry, for 50k right now. We'll see what he wants to do, but he's going to be up tonight against Santa's Swarm, coached by Merrick. The very first thing to I was going to talk about the TV, but the very first thing to notice is their team motto has been redacted. Oh no. All right. Well, their team value is 1920. That's going to put him down 220 with a TV differential of 220. That means he's going to get 220,000 gold in petty cash to spend on the inducement phase. That's a whole lot of gold. We could very well see a wizard. Jarwin to you says, what was their team motto? I think that's not safe for children is what their motto was. 220,000 in gold is going to be the petty cash tonight. They could spend that on a wizard plus some, but I don't know if he will or not. We'll take a look. He's got a 12-man roster as well, but you can see he has 3 injuries on his roster, 2 of which are out for the game. The War Dancer and the Catcher are out for the game. The Catcher with a fractured collarbone, I think. Smashed collarbone. Yeah, that brings his strength down to 2. And then the War Dancer has a smashed skull. That brings his AV down to 6. Typically, again, in seasonal play, these players would be sacked. But with at most 3 games left for Santa Swarm and no money in the treasury, not a dime in the treasury, Santa Swarm might have to keep them. Even if they don't have to keep them, let's say they win tonight, they roll a 6, they get a lot of money, they might want to. It might be okay to. It's a different sort of competition. 2 Dark Elf Assassins, Shinny Up a Tree and Peppermint Sticks here. They have Shadowing, they have Stab. We've seen Merrick use Stab a whole lot. Stab is basically a free action. It's a straight armor roll. If it fails, it's not a turnover. And shadowing means if a player wants to dodge, if the shadowing roll fails, then the assassin will follow up, and then if you want to keep moving, you're going to have to dodge again. We haven't seen Merrick use shadowing too much here. He's really used these assassins very aggressively. He's been trying to take advantage of the stab ability. We'll see if he does that again tonight. I think he's going to have to change up his strategy drastically tonight with such a poor lineup here, with 3 injuries and 2 players out for the game. That means he's going to have to pick up at least 1 journeyman. Well, he doesn't have to pick up a journeyman. He could spend that petty cash on a merc or a star player or something. But he's going to have to pick up an 11th player to start the game here tonight. The thrower has leveled up. He took strong arm. Strong arm gives him a +1 on all passes except for quick passes. So short passes, long passes, bombs, they all get a +1. That's a great pickup for a thrower. But you might be saying to yourself, well, he has the thrower, but he's lost his catchers. What's he going to do? He's an elven team. He doesn't care too much. Everyone on the team has an AG of 4. That makes everyone a potential receiver. They can all catch this ball fairly easily here. Really, the hang-up on the team, other than the injuries, is this low TRR count. He has 1 TRR. He has no apothecary. He does have 3 fan factor, so he can match the Horsemen on the fan factor, and hopefully he can pick up the fame advantage tonight. But what's he going to do? What can Merrick do against the Horsemen? I think he's going to have to play more elvish, so to speak. So personally, I think he's probably going to want to ease up on the assassins, play a little more on defense. He just wants to screen out his opponent. And Clavius says, no, all stabs all the time. We can still see it. Who's to say? But I think on defense, he wants to play very cautiously. He doesn't want to give up any hits. He can't really afford it. He's got 3 injuries on the roster right now. He doesn't want to give up any hits. He just wants to stop forward momentum. He's already going to have a tough enough time trying to play an effective screen if he's going to take a journeyman, with that journeyman on the pitch. Remember, journeymans all have loners, so that means they are effectively not going to take the TRR, even though he only has 1. And then on offense, I think he just tries to score early. Just score as early as you can. I don't think his passing game is affected too badly here. He did pick leader on Falalu here, the lineman. That's going to give him a 2nd TRR, provided Falalu stays on the pitch, but he's going to have to be careful to keep Falalu on the pitch. Falalu only has an AV of 7. He's fairly brittle, and if the Horsemen want to focus on Falalu and take blocks on him or blitz him down, Sand Swarm could see themselves down 50% of their TRRs. All right. It looks like the coaches are ready to get started, so let's see what's going on. There's probably going to be a few, maybe a minute or 2 while they're in the inducement phase. Remember, Merrick has a whole ton of cash to spend here. He's got 220K in petty cash to spend. He has nothing in his treasury to back that up with. I'm very eager to see what he picked up. Always love to see a wizard. It might be too expensive though, considering he's got a lot of gaps in his lineup right now. Alright, looks like the Horsemen are going to set up on defense first. Sand Swarm got a +1 fame advantage. They picked up 2 they picked up 1 TRR and a Bloodwiser Babe. Fair pickup, so they're up to 3 TRRs, including the leader on the pitch. So it looks like they did take a journeyman. The journeyman's right here. It's Gedlayan, number 9 lineman. He's up against a 4-man line. You can see those massive treemen with that strength of 6. They only have an MA of 2. But remember, this one right here has guard, so he will always be lending an assist to blocks. Does Wenger have a kicker? I don't see a kicker. So I don't think Sandstorm has to worry about a kicker. He could decide to just leave one back to receive. Thank you, Clavius. I keep forgetting about the mic. Something changed with Windows, where now when the mic gets re-enumerated, it resets the volume. Three-man line with Santa Swarm. Good. I'm glad the audio worked out. I apologize. I apologize for the soft audio in the beginning. I should have checked. Three-man line for Santa Swarm, two in either wide zone. The assassins here playing on the ends. Here's the kickoff. Pitch invasion. Oh no. Fans invade the pitch. And it looks like 2 knockouts against the Horsemen and 3 for Santa Swarm. He gets the ball on the kick at least. He doesn't have to make the pickup roll. Holy moly. Turn 1 now for Santa's Swarm. He's probably reeling from those stuns. Fans weren't happy, man. You got to keep your fans pleased. So now he's fairly weak on the right-hand side. We'll see if he tries to shore that up or not. Maybe he'll cage up instead to the left or center pitch. We'll see what he decides to do. He's going to spend the blitz on a stab. Stab's going to fail. It was a 7+ stab. It failed. That means his blitz is spent, so he can't spend his blitz on a block. Blitz is off the table. Moves forward, gets a tackle zone on the stunned number 9 blitzer, the nature boy, Ric Flair. Sends the number 8 lineman down pitch. That's the one with the niggling injury here. He's got a, if he takes an injury, he's gonna have to, if he takes another injury, it's gonna be a +1 injury. Or a +1 to his injury roll, rather. It looks like he's gonna cage up in the left wide zone. He's committing early to this left wide zone. Sends the second assassin shinny up a tree. The number 5 player down the right wide zone. He cuts into center pitch. He's got 25 seconds left to play. Good dodge to get the back right corner on the cage. He's got one more corner to go. We'll see if he dodges out the number 9 lineman. This is the loner. Nope, he's gonna do it. Oh, Sparkles, the number 2 lineman. He's gonna move over right to the cage. He might not put it back corner on that cage. We'll see what he decides to do. That'll be it. Leaves the back left corner open, and now turn 1 to the Horsemen. They stand up Sid Vicious. They get between Shinny up a tree and the end zone, covering 1 receiver. 2-die block at the line against the center. That'll be a clean hit. That frees up the other Longbeard, number 8. The left tree man, he's going to take a block. He gets a push out of it. He'll follow up, and now he is tying up that back corner of the cage. Blitz. Here we go. 2-die blitz on the cage. This will be a dodge push. No, it will not. He has tackle. Good hit. He follows up, and that's 1 tackle zone on the ball. Wow, what a stun. 1 tackle zone on the ball carrier, and the back of the cage has been stunned. The problem with committing to the wide zone early is that the defense is free to collapse down on that wide zone. They don't have to cover the entire pitch. You can see that slow, plodding tree man. Only has an MA of 2. He's going to move He's going to lumber back to the cage. He's at center pitch at the moment. Halfling number 1 moves back into a safety position. Halfling number 2 tries to dodge away from the assassin, but the assassin shadows him. Will Wenger try to dodge away again? He will. And the assassin will shadow once more. Stunty and dodge versus shadow. So Peppermint Sticks right now is somewhat out of position. Remember, you very rarely have to use a skill, so Santa Swarm always has the option whether they want to shadow or not if the shadowing roll fails. Turn 2, back to Santa Swarm. And Clivey says, out of position? He's in position to stab. That's the position he wants to be in, obviously. we shall see. Hand off. Hand off to the assassin. He's going to rely on the dodge here. Dodge the 2 GFIs, perhaps? No, he's going to... Wow. Not going to move the assassin yet. He can't score unless he does 2 dodges. Well, it's 2 dodges regardless, I suppose. 2 dodges, 2 GFIs would score him the TD. We'll see if he's going to do that. I think he has to. At this point. Good hit on the halfling. Only has an AV of 6. We'll see if he can stay on the pitch. He does have that thick pot on his head, and that saved him. Gonna try to score. 2 GFIs. 1, 2. That'll do it. 1-0. Santa Swarm with an early lead. The Horsemen are gonna get the ball here. They're gonna have 6 turns. 7 turns to try to tie this ball game up at the half. The beautiful cheerleaders of Santa Swarm. Terra Wind to You says, wow, those cheerleaders. I know, right? Gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Santa Swarm setting up on defense right now with a 3-man line. I have to imagine the Journeyman's going on the line, but we'll see. Clypheus gifted a sub to Terra Wind to You. Thank you so much for the sub. Three-man line right now, 2 deep at center pitch, 2 players in either wide zone to cover these wide zones here. Terra Wind to You, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Just 23 seconds to set up his defense here. He decided not to go too deep after all. He put a tackle zone in between his linebackers and his defensive line. There's that Journeyman. He is going to play left defensive. Oh, he's going to be right in the center. Not a whole lot of defense on these wide zones. We'll see if the Horsemen want to take advantage of that and open up a hole wide, or if they're going to try to plod down center pitch. They get to set up now. Right now, they have a 5-man offensive line. Those 2 treemen in the guard position, 2 tackles, one of which is the Troll Slayer, the total package, Lex Luger. He has Frenzy. That means if he pushes on a block, he must follow up and take another block. This is great for opening up holes. Of course, if you're not careful, it's also great to cause a turnover with an uphill block on that second frenzy block. Here's the kickoff. No kicker for Santa Swarm either. One man back to receive for the Horsemen. I think that is fair enough. Anything can happen on the kickoff event. The weather could change. No! Wow! Get the ref! Each team gets a bribe! And that's a touchback. That'll go to the War Dancer, I have to imagine. Yes, indeed it does. And now turn 2 for the Horsemen. They are down 1-0. One bribe on either side means we are almost certainly going to see Foul City here in the first half. Good block on the left-hand side of the line. Number 7 Longbeard advances forward. 2 more blocks to take. This is on the center. This will also be a good hit. Clivey says, give it to the tree. Plenty of time for him to score with it. Another good hit on the line. The entire line's going to get blocked down here. The Horsemen advance 1 space forward. Blitz with the number 7 Treeman. He's going after this assassin. He wants to take him off the pitch. 2-die blitz, double skulls. He'll have to spend the TRR. Oh no! Got a stun out of it on the both down results, but that's not what he was looking for. Double skulls, there it is, and that's going to end his turn. Turn 3 for Santa's Swarm. We'll see if they can capitalize on this misfortune for the Horsemen. This is a really tricky situation. You know, when your opponent gets an early turnover like that, you want to try to capitalize on it, but his roster's pretty weak. I don't know. He can't get at this ball carrier. Not really. I mean, he could do a YOLO blitz if he wants. But he could very easily find himself out of position. So we'll see if he wants to get aggressive or not, or if he just wants to reset his defense here and close the holes on the screen. The Horsemen did have to eat a TRR, so Santa's Swarm in pretty good shape at the moment. 3 TRRs right now. Shinny up a tree. Swaps places with the number 2 lineman Sparkles on the left wide zone. Clypheus says the most important questions are, can he stab blitz and did he pack knives? I don't think he wants to spend his blitz on an assassin, but we'll see. Another thing we haven't talked about with assassin, it is free, but if you spend your blitz on it, pass or fail, you're done. You can't continue moving like you could with a normal blitz. Oh wow, the rare failed Elven dodge. He's going to spend a TRR. He's going to take the blitz. 2 dodge successful, but GFI failed. He had to spend the TRR. He is done. That's what I was afraid of. And now, the Horsemen turn 3. They get a chance to recover. "20 seconds off the clock so far. No movement by the Horsemen. 2-die block in the center of the pitch. This will be a good block. This is against the number 8 lineman. If he gets injured, he's going to get a +1 to his injury roll. Stays alive. Number 8, the number 8 blitzer, he moves back to center pitch. The number 9 blitzer, he moves to center pitch as well. Giving up the wide zones. Looks like he's going to cage up here right at center pitch. This is a good place to be. Again, remember, we talked about this a little bit in the first drive of the game here. When you commit to a wide zone, you allow the defense to sort of double up on you. They don't have to cover the whole pitch. But not only that, you give up movement options as well on your side. So what the Horsemen are doing here with a cage up right at center pitch, that means Santa Swarm still has to cover the entire length of the pitch, and the Horsemen still get all of their movement options. They can move laterally left, they could move laterally right. If they open up a hole, they could go down pitch, they could pass the ball. Good play by Wenger. 2-die block on the right-hand side. He's going to try to surf this player with the frenzy follow-up. He gets it. Buddy, the number 1 thrower, gets KO'd by the sideline. One-man player advantage for the Horsemen. Number 12 Halfling takes a step back. Going to tie up Falalu, the lineman here. Remember, this lineman is the leader. If he gets taken off the pitch, Santa Swarm is going to lose a TRR. Block on the left-hand side of the line is a clean hit. 30 seconds left in turn 1. That'll do it. Turn 4 for Santa Swarm. Santa Swarm with a player out of position. They've lost a player. They're now down a man. They're effectively down 2 with Falalo here way in the backfield. He's behind the ball. If he wants to dodge, he's probably safe. But where would he dodge to? He would have to dodge backwards and then come forward, eating up 1 MA. Remember, stand-ups take 3 MA as well. So that's 4 MA just to get out of the tackle zone of this halfling. The Horseman elected to bring both halflings onto the pitch. He kept 70K in his treasury. He's going to save that money for week 6. Santa Swarm, on the verge of insolvency, had to take what they could get. Number 9 Assassin moves on the back corner of the cage. Doubles up at center pitch. Looking to go too deep. Is he going to dodge the Journeyman? If he's going to dodge the Journeyman, I imagine he's going to save that for last. Here comes the blitz on the back corner of the cage. 2-die blitz. Clean hit. Will he follow up? He does follow up. So he's in danger of eating a 2-die block coming back. We'll see if that happens or not. An assist will have to come in to make it a 2-die block. But we could very well see an assist come in and a blitz with the War Dancer, so he could block down this player and then spend the rest of his MA on the blitz moving forward with the cage. But we'll see what happens. 18 seconds left. Still has a TRR. 3 deep right at center pitch. Three seconds. Stands up the leader. And there's that dodge with the Journeyman. Well done. Smart plays, saving the Journeyman for last. The Journeyman with that loner negative trait means that if he wants to do a reroll, he has to roll a die first. It's 50-50 whether he even gets to use the reroll. And whether he passes or fails that loner roll, he spends the TRR regardless. So you will almost never see Journeymen using TRRs, which means they're almost always going to go last in the turn order. Final turn of the first quarter. Looks like the Horsemen are going to move this cage up up to the right here. They're going to just cross the wide zone line. Still in pretty good shape, both with positioning and with securing this ball. It's going to be really tough for Santa Swarm to try to break this cage. Tree Man moves forward. He ties up 2 players. Not only does he tie up those players, it's an uphill block for those players at the moment. Tree Men with a strength of 6 are incredibly strong. They are trees, after all. If you've ever been hit in the face with a tree, you know they're pretty strong. One minute left in the first quarter. About half the team left to take their actions forward to Horsemen. Failed dodge. Is he going to spend the TRR or not? I wager not. Yes, indeed. He wants to save that TRR for when it's more beneficial. His cage is fairly secure at the moment. He could see the Troll Slayer get blocked down, but I don't think that matters too much. Second quarter begins. Santa Swarm, what are they going to do? I think they want to reset this defense and get that screen back in front of this cage. But that's going to involve a whole lot of dodging. 2-die block on the Troll Slayer. They take the block. Are they going to follow up? If they follow up, it's a 1-die block. Yeah, it's just a 1-die block if they want to take it on the Troll Slayer again. I don't know if they do, but we'll see. It's an unskilled block if he takes it. He was thinking about spending the TRR. He wanted the knockdown. Here comes the stab blitz again. This time it's going to work out. Stab the ball carrier. Excellent stun. Ball went into the hands of the treeman. We saw a treeman intercept the ball earlier in the competition. It's not going to work this time with that poor agility. An agility of 1 means it's a 6+ to catch the ball. Didn't work out, and now the ball has scattered behind the treeman, not in a very good position for Santa's Swarm. But they have effectively moved the Horsemen back 2 spaces on the pitch. We'll see if he gets greedy and wants to go after this ball or not. If he goes after the ball, he could pass it and he can get away scot-free to score. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he dares. Oh, I thought he was daring. Daring with the journeyman, no less. He's going to spend the TRR, no doubt. And there's the failed pickup. Why the blitz? Oh, he didn't spend the blitz. Okay. Failed pickup. The assassin will pick up the scatter. That'll be the turnover. And now, second quarter begins for the Horsemen. 4 turns left to try to get this ball back. If they can't do it, they're in very real danger of going down 2-0 at the half. One die block, that'll work out against the oh no, Sparkles is KO'd. That was against the ball carrier. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that wasn't against the ball carrier. Sparkles was on the faux cage. The treeman will follow up on this assassin shinny up a tree. 3 tackle zones on the ball carrier at the moment. If that pickup was successful, I have to imagine we would have seen a pass to Falalu, and then Falalu would have run away, probably back into the corner here. Here comes the blitz. Good dodge. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. This will be a clean hit. Where will the ball scatter? 3 friendly players. Decent scatter. If he goes to pick up the ball right now, it's a -1 on the pickup. He's already spent his blitz. He can't block down the lineman. Clypheus really wants that tree to pick up the ball. It can happen. One MA spent by the blitzer to get right behind the ball. He's going to try to protect the ball right now. He's got 2 tackle zones on the ball. Will the treeman move back? Well, no, the treeman won't move anywhere. The treeman's probably going to take a block. Ties up the number 12 lineman. That number 12 lineman, this is a good tie-up. There are tackle zones here and here. 50-50 pickup. Spending the TRR made that a 75% chance of success, but it failed, and now to Horsemen with no TRRs left. Tara Windy you says, oh man, all I can think of is Robin Hood when the one dude yells, "To the trees!" Oh, that's a good movie. 3 turns left. Santa Swarm with an opportunity to try to pick this ball up. There are 2 tackle zones on the ball at the moment. Looks like he's going after the ball right from the get. No, he's going to get a tackle zone on the ball. We've got a halfling in scoring position for the Horsemen. One TRR left for Santa Swarm. Another stab with the assassin peppermint sticks that fails. This is a good block on the Troll Slayer. Troll Slayer with an AV of 8 and thick skull means he's probably not leaving the pitch anytime soon. 2 GFIs, failed the GFI. Does he spend his last TRR? He does. 2 tackle zones on the ball, but no TRRs left for the entire half. Action order is critical. You cannot re-roll anything unless you've got the skills for it. Good pickup by the lineman. Where does he go? Does he stay in the faux cage? He's got decisions to make. He's got 30 seconds to make them. Everybody else is tied up. Pass to whom? What on earth? Not sure what that pass was about. That was a 6+ pass. It failed. Decent scatter. Oh, and the tree man fails his take root roll. He's going to stay in place for the rest of the drive. Bifey said probably a punt attempt. Yeah, perhaps so. I don't think it was necessary. I think he could have scored. The tree man, every time a tree man takes his action, he has to roll a d6 for his take root roll. If he rolls a 1, of course he can re-roll it if the Horseman had a TRR to re-roll it with. Otherwise, if he fails that roll, he has to stay there for the rest of the drive. He can't move. He can do anything else that doesn't require MA. But this is a bad spot to be rooted, especially in this position. The faux cage is just out of reach, and the other tree man is behind it. Halfling stands up. He gets a tackle zone on the ball. And a tie-up on 2 players. 2-die block. Doesn't have anything to spend, but he has the block skill that's going to make the both down result a good block. Just under a minute and turn 6 to go. Weighing up his options. Cleffy says, was he hoping for a chain foot push, and that's why he moved the halfling first? Perhaps so. Blitz with the Troll Slayer. This will be a push. He'll get a frenzy follow. I'm sorry. Blitz with the Troll Slayer against the Assassin. He'll get a frenzy follow-up. 2-die block. This will be a good block. The Assassin only has an AV of 7, but he's going to stay on the pitch. Peppermint Stick's stunned. And he'll be out effectively for the rest of the half. Failed pickup attempt. Oh, wow! It's in the hands of the halfling. Unfortunately, the halfling only has an AV of 2. I'm sorry, a strength of 2. So a stand-up with the lineman would make it a 2-die block on the halfling. The Assassin stands up. The lineman stands up to blitz. He's going to get a push out of it. He will follow up for sure. He wants to get out of that situation. And now he'll get another 2-die block on the halfling. I don't think... I don't know if I would have blitzed with that player, but we'll see. Defender stumbles results. Going to be a dodge push. Not enough. And now that's it. He's not going to get the ball out of the hands of the halfling. Might have been more prudent to make that a 3-die block. But there'd be dodging involved to do it. No TRRs left for either team. Santa Swarm needs to have a player in scoring position at the end of this turn if they have a chance to score. And it looks like they're going to do just that? No, it looks like they're not going to do just that. Well, Snowflake is in scoring position with 2 GFIs right now. Good dodge by the number 10 lineman. He's going to get in front of this halfling. He's defending against this halfling as a receiver. It's not the only hope, but it's one of the very few hopes the Horsemen have to score here. Jingles will move up in front of the halfling. The halfling's got a lot of dodging to do if he wants to get away, but he is stunty and he does have the dodge skill. 2 players now in front of the potential receiver. Blitz is off the table. 1 player left to action. He's on the ground. He'll stand up. Will he dodge? He will not dodge. He's going to let that journeyman take one for the team. Turn 7 for the Horsemen. They are looking to score. We might see the blitzer go down pitch. 3-die block with the assassin, or against the assassin with the treeman. That's that rooted treeman. You can see, I am of the opinion that treemen are one of the best big guys in the game because their negative trait keeps them in the game. It keeps them having tackle zones. It allows them to block. Here comes the blitz. 1-die blitz. That's going to work out due to the block skill. Well done. And now it's just 1 dodge for the halfling. Should be no problem. But again, he has no TRRs, so you might want to consider action order. Yeah, good dodge. Handoff coming up again to the number 8 Longbeard. Nope. He's going to leave it like that. Good block by the number 4 Treeman. Good stun. The Journeyman out for the half. He's got to get more receivers. Yeah, he's got to get more receivers down pitch. That's good. The number 9 blitzer, Ric Flair, he's going to move down pitch as well. If the ball's going to stay here, then he needs as many threats as possible to score. He's going to move the Troll Slayer forward to get some tackle zones to protect the ball carrier at the moment. This halfling is going to find himself to be a thrower. Is the War Dancer going to move down pitch as well? Yes, he is. Lots of, well, 3 players. Lots of players in scoring position at the moment. Santa Swarm has this final turn to try to defend against all of them or to try to get after this ball. I don't think they're going to get after the ball, but we'll see. Their defense is very, very out of position right now. They went in hard for this ball to try to score. Try to pass. The pass didn't work out, and that left their defense out of position. Now they've got to do something to defend against 3 receivers. Two-die block. That is not gonna do it. Both down result. Takes down 1 receiver, but it's gonna be a turnover. There were no TRRs remaining. And now, I think we're gonna see a handoff to a War Dancer. Good handoff, and it's gonna be 1-1 at the half. Well done. What a score. So the Horsemen score in turn 8 to tie this ball game up 1-1, and they're going to have the ball coming in the second half here. So we'll see if they want to play for a 2-1 grind or not. Being on offense, that means if they can stall until turn 16, they win the game. Provided they can score on turn 16, that is. So Santa Swarm, with their work cut out for them, they've got to find a way to get this ball. Neither team really wants a draw here. They're both looking to win. A draw only increases the threat from the teams below them on the leaderboard. Clifey says, you know who wants on the draw? Everyone but them. 3-man line for Santa Swarm. Currently a 4-man line for the Horsemen. Strong on the left. We'll see if he makes that a 5-man line or not. Clifey says, I would argue it helps the people above them on the leaderboard too. Sure, it helps everyone except them. Gotta go with a 3-man line. He'll get the block down the whole line. Here's the kickoff. I would kick this deep if I were Merrick. Charity fans, Santa Swarm's gonna get an extra team reroll. They need it. That's the fame advantage. Not a great kick. And the second half begins for the Horsemen. 2 TRRs for the Horsemen, 4 for Santa Swarm. Cage set up at center pitch. It's going to pick the ball up right from the get-go, and there's the Cage. And now blocks on the line. Pulls in an assist for the block at center. 2-die block on the left-hand side of the line. That'll be a good hit. AV8, he's a little more resilient than the other elves on the team. 2-die block at center, perhaps. Might take it with the treatment instead. Halfling comes forward. Is he going to try to foul? No, he wanted to make that a 3-die block. He's only going to get a push out of it. He'll follow up. He won't follow up. Oh, okay, he did follow up. I was going to say, wow. 2-die block at center. This will also be a push. I don't know if he'll follow up here or not. He will, so he's going to tie up both the journeyman and the number 8 lineman. Staggered line, he crosses center pitch right on the first turn of the half. The second halfling's gonna move forward. Second half begins for Santa Swarm. What do they do? They really want to win here. I don't think you want to play for the draw, so how do you get this ball back? You can see this is a very resilient cage. AV8, 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 and AV9. Conversely, the Horsemen don't want to draw either, so if they find themselves running out of turns, they could make a mistake. And of the two teams, Santa Swarm is the faster. They could just try to wait it out, wait for the Horsemen to make a mistake, and then capitalize on it, and then just take the ball and run. Cliffy says, I think stabbing halflings is a good start. Just stab all the halflings and then go from there. It's not too bad. If you can get it, if these halflings are giving up, they're only an AV of 6, so you can get a player advantage pretty early. I didn't even notice that both knocked out players came back on for Santa Swarm. That's the power of the Bloodwiser Babes. No fouls yet. Both teams still have a bribe. You know, if you want to go after this cage, fouling might be the way to do it. 2-die Blitz is going to get a push. Does he follow up or not? He does. He follows up with his leader. He needs to be careful there. He's going to find himself down a TRR. .28 seconds left in turn number 9. Tie game so far. Clear skies. The weather hasn't changed. A nice sunny day for Blood Bowl. Wow, he is getting really aggressive on this cage. I don't know how I feel about this. He needs to be really, really careful of being left behind. Oh, man. He's going to set up a faux screen in the backfield. Moves all of his linebackers back a space. Good dodge on the line to get out of the way of the treeman. Another good dodge with... Oh, wow. Good dodge with the journeyman. Risky play. If you're going to take 3 dodges, you might want to save the last dodge for the journeyman. Turn 10 for the Horsemen. I have to imagine this number 12 lineman's going to eat a 2-die block. It's a skilled block, too. Oh no, the tree man takes root. He is going to stay put for the rest of the drive. He's in a pretty good spot, though. The tree man on the right-hand side, he's going to move forward. The number 5 halfling moves forward to give the assist on the blitz. It's a 2-die blitz, a clean hit. This is against Garland. Remember, Garland has the injury. If he has to make another injury roll, he has to add a +1 to it, but he's going to remain on the pitch. It's 11v11 on the pitch. So he's not going to take the 2-die block, it looks like, against the number 12 lineman. He could still take the 1-die block. It is a skilled block. That might not be too bad. Oh no, he's going to pull that halfling back for an assist on a 2-die block against Sparkles. That'll be a push. If he wants to follow up, he can take a... All right, fair enough. One die block against the assassin. He's gonna... Oh no! Spends a TRR. He gets double skulls. That's a wasted TRR. The Horseman down to 1 for the game. Cliffy says, are we going to see someone stab a dwarf? Maybe. He's got to get after this ball. I think he needs to block someone down and start fouling away. He has a bribe. Both teams do, in fact. The first foul is probably free. No movement yet here in turn 10. Merrick considering his options. What does he want to do? Half of his team is behind the cage. Half of it is in front of the cage. Claffy says, do you go in from the front or the back, though? It's a very good question. Those treemen are in the front. Blitz stab. Who's it going to be against? It's going to be against the Troll Slayer. That's going to fail. It's a 9+ stab that failed, and now the blitz is off the table. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again this week. I don't like that. I don't like that blitz stab. That means you can't use your blitz on a block. I think a block, particularly a block against this Troll Slayer, I think that's a better opt, right? If you get the knockdown on the Troll Slayer, even if you don't take him off the pitch, you're eating up 3 of his MA. That means he only has 2 left. Good dodge by the leader. He's going to get a tackle zone on that back corner of the cage. 1 die block taken against the Longbeard. That was a risky block. The Longbeard had the block skill, but it worked out. That'll free up the assassin. The assassin's gonna cross center pitch to try to get back into this game. Another 1 die block, and this is gonna be skulls. Turn 11 for the Horsemen. They're in very good shape at the moment. Either team wins tonight, they will be in second place. Wow! The second treeman is now rooted onto the pitch. Both treemen rooted in place for the remainder of the drive. That could very well be the remainder of the game. Cliffy says, do you get to choose to use the leader TRR first? It just goes into your TRR pool. So whenever you lose your leader, you're going to lose a remaining TRR. Shuffling players around. The War Dancer is going to cage up. He takes a step back to cage up at center pitch. This is still all right. He's still leveraging this treeman, you can see, even though he's rooted. 2 die block against the number 2 lineman is going to be a push. He can get a 2 die block again, this time with the halfling. Not often you see a halfling getting a 2 die block. Cliffy's praised to Nuffle. Here it is, the 2 die block with the halfling. It's going to be a push result. Halfling moves forward to keep that player tied up. 1 die block. This will work out. This was with the Troll Slayer against the Assassin. The Assassin with the AV of 7 gets knocked out. There it is. Send a Swarm without an Apothecary. That means they're going to be a man down. Cliffy says, will the halfling eat 2 dice coming back, though? He will, but that's what they're there to do. I think if you lose a halfling to a key tie-up, I'm not saying that tying up Sparkles is a key tie-up, although it may very well be. It frees up all these players here. You lose a halfling on a key tie-up, who cares? If the halfling dies, he's 30k. You can replace him pretty easily. 2-die block on the halfling will be a clean hit. Halfling with an AV of 6. Gonna stay on the pitch. He stays alive. Sparkles obviously does not follow up. He's gonna stay put. Clypeus demanded death and is disappointed. Halflings with an AV of 6, they don't stay on the pitch for long. Unless, of course, it's the MAML Batter Ball. I don't think we've seen I think we've seen one halfling get knocked out, maybe? If you're new to Blood Bowl, AV stands for armor value. Whenever you get knocked down to the ground, you have to roll 2d6. You have to roll 6-sided dice. And if your total exceeds your armor value, in this case a 6, if you roll 7 or higher, that breaks armor and you become injured. Turn 12 for the Horsemen. The Horseman's still in pretty good shape here. Santa Swarm trying to set up a desperate screen in front of his cage. Clypeus says no stablets. Well, guess not. I'm happy not to see that. We'll see if he saves the blitz for the Troll Slayer. He does not. He's going to take the 2-die blitz in front of the left tree man. This will be a clean hit. Terrawinds to you says, thank you for sharing some of the gameplay basics. I appreciate it. Not a problem. The Mid-Atlantic Modeling League, the idea behind it is to be friendly to new and old coaches alike and players that are brand new to Blood Bowl, whether they're spectators or players. It's just a super rad game, so I hope you enjoy it. Cage moves 1 space past center pitch. He's not making a lot of forward momentum, but he's still in really great shape. He doesn't really need to. One opening on this really thin screen could put somebody in scoring position in 1 turn, and he has 5 turns left. The treeman throws the goblin. The halfling, and the treeman went to throw the halfling over the defensive line to put him into scoring position. The halfling did not land on his feet, and he got injured for his trouble. Good attempt, though. Halflings are allowed to be thrown by teammates that have a particular skill. These treemen have that skill. They can pick up these small players, these stunty players, and try to throw them. It's a great way to try to get past the defensive line, but of course the thrown player has to make a roll to land on his feet, and if he doesn't, then of course he gets knocked down and has to make an injury roll. Or has to make an armor roll, rather. Good effort to get a player into position for scoring. I don't know how necessary it was, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Blitz on this poor goblin. This is going to be I keep calling them goblins. This poor halfling. It's going to be a push result. He's thinking about spending the TRR. Yeah, I don't think he wants to. He pushes him onto the cage. Interesting decision. Will he follow up or not? He will not. He doesn't want to eat a 2-die block coming back. Does he have movement points left? He has 1 movement point left. He could spend 2 GFIs to move 3. GFI stands for go for it. Every player has a movement allowance. You can see this player's movement allowance, or MA, is 6. So on every turn they can move up to 6 spaces, plus 2 additional spaces if they want, and that's called a GFI. For each additional space, they'll have to roll 1 6-sided die, and all they have to do is not roll a 1, and it'll be a good movement. If they roll a 1, they're going to fall on their face. And as we all know, a 5/6 chance of success is roughly, if I do the math right, a negative 5,000% chance of succeeding. And Clypheus prays to Nuffle. 4th quarter begins. The Horsemen with 4 turns to score. They're in really good shape here. They're staying in center pitch. This is smart play. 2-die blitz by the Troll Slayer. He's going to get a good hit out of this. This is very smart play. He's leaving his movement options open. Oh, wow, and he stuns Jingles. That's a very good stun as well. Staying at center pitch, as we talked about earlier, leaves your movement options open, and that forces Santa Swarm to spread his team thin. Looks like the cage is going to get set up right here, it looks like. Halfling moves back to tie up the number 4 lineman. Trying to cage up this War Dancer. The War Dancer's in scoring position right now. He has an MA of 8. He is 8 spaces away. So if the turn were to end right now, he could score, but he would leave 3 turns left for Santa Swarm to try to score. And I don't think he wants to leave Santa Swarm with that many turns left. They are so fast. As we saw, they scored in 2 turns in the first half. Santa Swarm moves the Journeyman back in front of this faux cage. He moves Buddy, the thrower, in front of the cage as well. Shifting everyone in front of this cage. He still has to be careful. He can't give up the wide zone. Players are free to move diagonally. You can see he's desperately trying to cover as much of the pitch as possible, but not too much, so as to spread himself too thin and open up holes. For example, if the number 3 lineman Snowflake here were to get blocked down, no hole would be opened. Tackle zones. Every player has a tackle zone in an adjacent space to the player. So, for instance, number 12 here has a tackle zone in these 8 spaces. And whenever a player leaves an opposing tackle zone, they have to make a dodge roll. So being in an opposing tackle zone and trying to leave it causes the dodge. And then every opposing tackle zone you're dodging into is a negative modifier to that roll. So if you're in an opposing tackle zone, for example, and you try to dodge into a space with 2 opposing tackle zones on it, then that would trigger the dodge, and you get a -2 to your roll. The roll is an age. Oh, here's a stab. It's gonna be a good stab, and he gets an injury. Finally gets an injury. The Apothecary gets spent, and that's a good use of the Apothecary. He does not want the War Dancer with a permanent injury. Well done by Santa Swarm. But a dodge, most rolls in Blood Bowl are an agility roll. So the number 9 Blitzer here, you can see he has an AG and agility value of 3. So an agility roll is the way it works in this version of the rules, so like an AG of 6 means you have to roll a 1 or higher on a 6-sided die to succeed. An AG of 5 would be a 2 or higher. An AG of 4 would be a 3 or higher, and so on. Failed Elven dodge, and he gets, oh wow, he gets stunned. That's a bad stun for Santa's Swarm. The Horsemen now, turn 14. But to finish up here, the dodge rolls, they're an agility roll. You get a +1 just for doing the dodge. So you get a bonus of a +1 for performing a dodge. And then it's a -1 for every tackle zone you're dodging into. So these players with an AG of 4, they have a natural 3+ agility roll. And a dodge makes it a 2+ if they're not dodging into opposing tackle zones. So they're typically very good at dodging. But of course, you do it enough, Nuffle will eat you. You'll roll a bad die roll. Good block by the Longbeard. Trying to get some space between the ball and the Horseman. Blitz. Skulls. He's going to have to spend a TR. He gets a push. He's going to get a frenzy follow-up, and I think this is going to be a negative block. Yeah, uphill block's not going to work out. That's the problem with frenzy. Oh, no, and he's stunned. Santa's Swarm. Wow, Santa's Swarm has been praying to Nuffle. There's that frenzy skill. Frenzy means if you push on a block, you have to follow up and you have to take a second block. And you can easily find yourself in a situation where you're taking an uphill block. If you're new to Blood Bowl, the way blocking works is you compare your strength to the person you're blocking. In this case, it'd be a strength 3 save versus strength 3. If your strengths match, you roll a 1 block die. If your strength exceeds your opponent's, you roll 2 block dice. And if your strength more than doubles your opponent's, you roll 3 block dice. And then you get to pick which of those dice you want to use. But it can work both ways. So if your opponent's strength is greater than yours, you roll 2 block dice, but he gets to pick. And that's called an uphill block or a negative block. And so the Troll Slayer found himself in a position where on the follow-up, he was 3v3, but other players can assist on a block. So any other player, any other friendly player that is not in an opposing tackle zone of one of your players will give an assist to the person you're blocking, and it works the same for you as well. So on that follow-up, he was V3V3, and an assist was given by the number 8 lineman, which made it 4v3 in the defense's favor. And so that 2-die block was an uphill block, and the defense got to choose the result. And that's why the Troll Slayer now finds himself stunned on the pitch. Good pickup by Santa's Swarm. Hand off to the number 12 lineman, Falalu. He could run down the right-hand side of this pitch right now. Clive has asked, no. Well done. Oh, where's the... I think the Troll Slayer's just been knocked out, so I don't think anybody can get to him. Clive says he's faster. He can just move down the lines, just stay away from their entire team. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything the Horsemen can do at this point. Let's see. Nope. 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 I think that's it. I think that's the ball game. So let's see. 2 GFIs will put him here. So there's one blitz coming up on him on next turn, unless he can get Snowflake in here. But the Horsemen, that's why they brought up the number 2 lineman in between Snowflake. They're going to try to make this a 1-die blitz against the lineman. And that's going to be in the Horseman's favor because the blitzer has the block skill. That means a both down result will leave the blitzers standing. The Horsemen frantically trying to pull to the right. They still need to leave someone in scoring position if they have any hope at all of scoring. Here comes the throw. Wow, what a play! Well done! What a play! The Treeman throws the halfling into a more advantageous defensive position. Well done by Wenger. And so now he has effectively cut off Snowflake. It's going to be a 1-die blitz coming up on turn 16. There you can see he's moving the number 9 blitzer into scoring position. I don't know if he has any hope of scoring, but we will see. Turn 15 for Santa Swarm. What are they going to do? They have both TRRs left. The Horsemen have none. Santa Swarm has 1 TRR for each turn. You can only spend 1 team reroll per turn. He has 2 left, so he has 1 for each remaining turn. He needs to be careful. He cannot leave Falalu on the sideline at the end of this turn, or Falalu is in very real danger of getting surfed off the pitch. Falalu is going to have to come in at least 1 space. The number 5 assassin moves forward. He gives an assist on the Longbeard. Wasn't necessary, but it works out. It's going to be a push result. The number 4 lineman moves way downfield. He's not going to really be in this drive. Santa Swarm has to try to find a way to protect this ball carrier, and I don't know if they do. They get a tackle zone on the halfling. They got to do more than that. They've got to get in between the number 2 linemen. If they don't get between the number 2 linemen, it's going to be a 2-die blitz. Pulls back the number 8 lineman Garland to cover the blitzer. All it's going to do is cause a dodge, and it gives him potential to intercept a pass. Here comes the movement. He moves in. He gets off the sideline. Not going to spend those GFIs. He doesn't need to. But he's got to dodge Snowflake in front of the number 2 lineman. I don't think he has a choice. I think probably gets the journeyman in there as well. Good dodge. And yes, indeed, he gets Snowflake in front of the lineman. He's only got 3 seconds left. He's tying up the halfling. Turn 16 now. 1 dodge for the lineman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 dodge for the lineman makes this a... He's not gonna risk the dodge. It's gonna be a 1-die blitz. That'll work out due to the block skill. Well done. He's gonna pick the ball up. Fails the pickup. Oh no. Oh no. Failed pickup. And now it's the final turn of the game. Santa's Swarm has to stand up. They have 2 TRRs. A stand up. It's a dodge to the pickup. So if the dodge, it's a -1 on the pickup, a dodge again, and then a GFI to score. Remember, they're knocked down. They've lost 3 MA due to standing up. It costs 3 MA to stand up. That means it's a GFI to score. Good dodge. Failed pickup. He has to spend the TRR. Pickup works. 1 dodge. Dodge to a GFI. Good dodge. GFI, he did it! 2-1 is the final! Wow! Well done by Santa's Swarm! Holy moly, what a game! Santa's Swarm will move up into second place. Congratulations to Merrick and Santa's Swarm. 2-1, the final. You can see the Horsemen dominated ball possession all game long. Santa's Swarm was able to convert with what they had. They're an Elven team, so they're not going to hold on to the ball for too long because they can score so fast. The Horsemen, 36 successful blocks. The Horsemen, 2 casualties sustained when Santa's Swarm only sustained 3 KOs. Wow, what a game. SPP for the game. 11 SPP for Santa's Swarm, 8 for the Horsemen. If you're new to Blood Bowl, SPP stands for Star Player Points. They're basically experience points for players. You can score them in various ways. And then once you earn enough SPP, you level up. You can learn new skills or increase your stats like strength or agility. And so yeah, 11 for Santa's Swarm and 8 for the Horsemen. Not a whole lot of SPP in this game. There really wasn't a lot of maiming. There wasn't a whole lot of scoring. 3 TDs is pretty standard for Blood Bowl. But unfortunately, Santa's Swarm, the Journeyman was the MVP. So the Journeyman picked up 5 SPP, and and Santa's Swarm is probably not gonna hire him. I don't know if he's gonna have enough money to hire him. So that's 5 SPP that's gone down the drain for Santa's Swarm. Really not a whole lot better for the Horseman here with the Halfling picking up the 5 SPP. SPP says, anybody want to lend me 10K? So that's gonna do it. Wow, what a game that was. What? I mean, this is table 2, man. This is Swiss competition. We'll take a look at the standings really quick here before we kick over to game number 2 of our doubleheader. But Santa's Swarm is going to move up into second place with 10 points. Ardents of Nuffle are going to move down to third. The Horsemen in fourth. But coming up in just about 30 minutes will be the Wang Hangers versus the Ardents of Nuffle. And the winner of that game will shoot right back ahead. So, what a game that was, man. This, Swiss competition means every round the top 2 teams will play each other, and then the next 2 teams. So, the Wang Hangers and the Ardents of Nuffle are table number 1. Right, they're the top 2 teams. Then table number 2 is the Horsemen and Santa's Swarm. So this was the table 2 game this week, and man, it showed. Man, with that play, that was really smart play by both coaches. I think the Horsemen really wanted to try to stall this game and score as late as possible because you could see just how fast Santa's Swarm is. It just didn't work out, and Santa's Swarm takes the win. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the stream off for like 10 seconds. We're gonna restart the stream with a 15-minute, with a, let's say 5-minute. We'll restart the stream with a 5-minute countdown, and then we'll jump right into the pregame for the second game of the doubleheader. It's gonna be table number 1, the Wang Hangers versus the Ardents of Nuffle. So we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.